Arce.
Yo.
Jess Hilarious.
Good morning.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. It's Friday. Good morning. How y'all feel out there? I feel blessed, black, and highly favored. Happy to be here. Another day to serve our beautiful listeners. What's happening?
Yes, the weekend is here. What up, Jess? How you feeling?
What's up? I feel good. I finally went to go see Sinners last night.
What you think?
I did. Cinematically, it was the greatest movie I've seen in years. It was casted great. Yo, they did so great. I think this is Michael B. Jordan's best
role today.
One of his best roles. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Because Streetville Station, I can't get over that. But yes.
When you think of the degree of difficulty, right? Because it's him playing his twin.
Yeah. Yep. And then there's so much emotion. It even had funny parts. It was cool. The story, though, I ain't gonna lie. Nah. I know I wasn't loving it. It didn't really make sense. And then I'm wondering where certain people went with it, why it didn't come back. And I don't know. It was like
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Chris Cousins in the beginning.
I said, first of all, excuse me, no, because they was Indians. Don't play with me like that.
They are the cousins of the Mexicans.
For real?
Yes.
Oh, that's what's up. I didn't know that. Shut up. Anyway, but it was nice, but I just felt like he had a lot of concepts that he wanted to mesh. Like it was a lot of concepts that meshed, and I was still confused. I'm like, all right, where did this come from? Why is this? You know what I mean? You got to see it. It's worth seeing. Definitely worth seeing. It is great. I'm glad it is doing all these numbers. Yo, cinematically, it's crazy. I don't know who had a better movie shot than that.
Wow.
Honestly.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
especially that juke joint scene.
Yeah. Oh my God. That sent chills. That was sent chills up your spine for real. And I was Sherman, so it was like, wow. It took you through a whole. Yeah. It's a dance floor scene. You gonna see. You gonna know what we talking about. It just takes you through different eras of music, and how Ryan had it shot was amazing.
Wow.
So,
okay. I can't wait to see it. Hopefully, won't get to see it this weekend, but next weekend I'll definitely get to see it. Yesterday was my daughter's last dance competition.
Okay.
Yeah,
Save the last dance. It's
over. So dance dance season is officially over. So they danced yesterday. So I don't know why they do dance on a Thursday when they have school.
Yeah.
It makes no sense at all. But
do they ever be tired going into school because of dance?
Nah, they love dance so much. It's just like
they don't even care.
They actually have their trios and their group dances, which is the whole school and trios today. So they're back out there this morning. But I just love watching them dance. It's no better feeling than to watch them get busy on that stage and the crowd cheering for them and all that, and just to see their faces because they love it.
Now you know the Dance Mom show, right? If they come out with a Dance Dad show, it would not be a Dance Dad show without Envy. Yo, you are like a dance mom, but you're a dad.
Okay.
You would definitely be number one dance dad.
So my dad, a dance dad.
Dance dad, yeah.
Okay.
You got to do a show. I'm going to get Loren to reach out to the people to say
Lord have mercy. Listen, we got a great show for you today, too. Kim Coles and Erika Alexander will be here because they are launching a new podcast called Reliving Single, which premieres on May 7th.
Yep.
And Jessica's cousin / Governor Wes Moore.
That's your real cousin?
Yes.
Y'all got the same last name?
Period.
Yes.
Yep.
That's your real cousin?
Yep. That's my cousin.
Governor Wes Moore will be here as well. And
that's my cousin.
Today is Friday, so I liked what we did last week when we did the People's Donkey of the Day. So I want y'all to start calling up now to nominate who you want to be Donkey of the Day.
I know,
people can give Donkey of the Day today. So
anybody that they want, or somebody that they think about.
Anybody you want to. Call us right now.
That means his ass is tired. Yeah, I don't feel like typing all of the day. Real cute. Okay, yeah.
That's something you're going to do every Friday night.
Every Friday.
Maybe, potentially.
If I could have a day off of writing the paper, I would do it too. So
All right. Well, let's get the show cracking. Front page news is next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. What up, though? What up, Detroit? How y'all feeling this morning?
Hey.
Y'all home already, right?
Hey.
All right. The Knicks beat Pistons last night, 116-113. They close out that series. They are playing Boston in the next round, so we'll see how that goes.
Salute to the New
Detroit
York
gonna
Knicks.
call it and getting your ass.
Nah, I was letting them go. I was
love to have
quiet.
that D in his ass. Come on now, don't threaten him with a good time, Jess.
You
He'd
can't
love to have
say
a D in his
that,
ass.
yo.
Listen, salute to Jalen Brunson, looking like a young Kobe Bryant in his prime last night. The way he closed out.
Wow, he closed out amazingly. So salute to the Knicks.
And he dropped 40.
Yeah, he dropped 40 last night. The Clippers beat the Nuggets last night, 111-105. They tied that series 3-3. And tonight, if you're a boxing fan, there's a lot of boxing going on. Charlamagne, you're a huge boxing fan. You watch boxing? You too, Jess?
Definitely am.
Yeah, I watch it.
My daughter has a play tonight, but after that, I will be watching Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero.
Devin Haney is fighting Jose Ramirez.
Yep. Teofimo Lopez fights tonight as well. He fights Arnold Barboza.
That's right.
And Canelo fights tomorrow too, right? Yeah, Canelo fights tomorrow too.
It's a lot of Mexicans fighting, huh?
That's a Cinco
de Mayo. It's Cinco de Mayo
weekend.
weekend. Yeah, that's how it always is. Cinco de Mayo weekend.
You better have something planned special for Christmas.
For Cinco de Mayo?
This day Christmas.
This day Christmas. Not
This day
that
4th
damn
of July.
Christmas.
Done.
My goodness. All right. Well, good morning, Morgan.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Friday. Let's get into it. So the phrase of the day is due process. So President Trump is questioning whether undocumented immigrants deserve due process while delivering a commencement speech at the University of Alabama yesterday. Trump criticized judges who have blocked his administration's efforts to deport alleged illegal immigrants. Let's take a listen to his comments.
They have to let us do the job that the voters want us to do. Judges are interfering supposedly based on due process, but how can you give due process to people who came into our country illegally? They want to give them due process. I don't know.
So Trump went on.
That's a question. Governor Wes Moore is coming here, and that is a question that I asked him. I asked him the same thing. Do the undocumented immigrants have the same constitutional rights as people who are here illegally?
So I was going to say, well, what did he say? Trump
in a couple of hours.
Yeah, a couple of hours.
Trump went on to congratulate the university's women's track team and track and field for their 2 conference title wins this year. He also used the opportunity to highlight his administration's efforts to ban transgender women from women's sports and tout what he believes is a better economy under his administration. He also shouted out the school's legendary former football coach Nick Saban, saying the University of Alabama has a brand and that brand is winning. In other news, National Security Advisor Mike Waltz is leaving his position as National Security Advisor. That's according to multiple reports, and this comes after Waltz faced scrutiny for mistakenly adding Atlantic editor Jeffrey Goldberg to a Signal chat that discussed plans for a military strike. Now, Vice President J.D. Vance spoke to Fox News about the matter, saying that Waltz is not being fired from his role as a National Security Advisor, but instead he's being promoted. I won't toss the audio because I see we're short on time, but he basically says that Vance says that Trump decided that Waltz is better served in another role, which is the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. So Waltz, of course, faced scrutiny, like I said, for mistakenly adding that reporter to the Signal chat that discussed plans for a military strike. And Trump said in the interim, Secretary of State Marco Rubio will serve as National Security Advisor while continuing to be a strong leader in the State Department as Secretary of State. Now, Republican Congresswoman Elise Stefanik of New York was the UN nominee until the White House withdrew it, citing a slim House GOP majority. They want to maintain their stake in the House and in the Senate, and or their seats per se, and so they kept her in that seat and withdrew her nomination. So.
When is Trump going to make that same decision about Pete Hegseth? The same decision he just made about Mike Waltz. Since you're not firing people, but you're promoting them around, moving them around other positions. Yes.
Yeah. Well, he has expressed. The president has expressed that he has the utmost competence. He has the utmost confidence in Pete Hegseth and his ability to lead the Department of Defense. So I'm not sure when that'll happen, but I'll keep you posted.
All right. Well, thank you, Morgan. Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open again. 800-585-1051. Get it off your chest. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
It's a new day.
This is your time to get it off your chest.
Wake up.
Whether you're mad or blessed.
It's time to get up and get something.
Call up now. 800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, this Smooth Jazz from the Port City. What's good, Breakfast Club?
What's up, brother?
Peace,
Get it off
King.
your chest.
Man, I just want to shout out my shorty Renee Nicole Reynolds out here in Wilmington, North Carolina. She's a beautiful, beautiful black queen, and I just want to show her some appreciation today, man.
That's your fiance? Y'all married? What y'all doing?
We're not married. I want to get married. We kind of going through a rough patch right now, but I just wanted to know that we're going to get through it. It's been 5 years. It was 5 years on Tuesday.
It's time to get married, sir. Absolutely. I am sick of hearing all of these brothers that's been with these ladies for a long time and know they got good women. What are you waiting on? There ain't nothing out here.
Do that. I know.
Hey, look, I get that. It's just we both got things to work on, and I ain't just trying to rush into no marriage, man. I just got out of a 5-year relationship before I got with her, and then now we done made it 5 years. So, I mean, anything can happen. I just don't want to rush into it and have to go through a divorce because, I mean, I may be a welder, but I ain't that rich.
I understand, but you said something else before you talked about the finances. You said that you need to do some work on yourself. That's more important than the money. Like you and her doing the right work on yourself before y'all get married.
Absolutely.
That's a fact. I'm working on it, though.
Yes, sir. Salute to all the welders out there, man.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
So,
hello, who's this?
It's Toya.
Hey, Toya. Good morning. Where you calling from?
I'm calling from North Carolina.
Okay. Get it off your chest.
I want to get it off my chest that everybody listening to me, let them people be. I hear Charlamagne talk about Mel Robbins a lot. Let them people be. Enjoy your journey.
There you go.
Allow God to move you and guide you throughout your life. Let them people be. Walk away. Mute those calls. Block them people and keep it moving.
I love us as black people. The name of the book is the Let Them Theory, but we got to add a little razzle to it. Let them people be.
You know what Toya meant.
Peace, Toya. No, I like what you said. Like we add a little razzle dazzle to it. Let them people be.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you,
Yes,
Toya.
ma'am.
Don't worry. Look, don't rush it. Don't worry. Let God be in control.
Well, see, that's the serenity prayer. That, black people, we grew up on that with that serenity prayer sitting up in your grandma's house. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Thank you, Toya.
Amen.
You know another good one we don't talk about from my grandma. Your grandma ever had the footprints poem in their house?
Yeah, with the footprint, with the actual footprints in the front and
where it says, on it's two set of footprints, but in the toughest times of your life, it was one set of footprints. So the man asked God, he said, why in my toughest times there was only one set of footprints?
Yeah, my grandmother and my mother.
God said, that's when I carried you, my child.
Yep.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Wake it up.
This is your time to get it off your chest.
Keep calling.
800-585-1051. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, y'all. Good morning. This is Slim.
Slim, what's up? Get it off your chest, mama.
Peace, Slim.
Hey, y'all. So let me tell you what happened at the podcast event. Something horrible happened.
What happened?
At the Black Effect Festival?
Yes, y'all. I paid almost $400 for 2 meet and greet tickets, and I didn't get anything I was supposed to get.
What you was supposed to
I
get?
No swag bag, no drink tickets. I didn't even get to meet you, Charlamagne.
I don't believe that.
Well, what time did you get there? Did you come super late?
Why'd you pay $400? Them tickets ain't cost no $400.
No, I had 2 tickets. I didn't see the email that they sent the day before that the meet and greet was at 10 a.m. And that's when they gave out the bag. I didn't know about these drink tickets. I bought like 4 drinks for me and my mama. Y'all, then everybody saying there's nothing we can do that to really crush my spirit. I couldn't even lay eyes on you, Charlamagne.
I'm going to send you a swag bag myself. How about that?
Are you promise? Because
Yeah.
I paid so much money for a general admission experience. I got really pretty for y'all. I was excited. I put together little gift bags and everything. I didn't get the
You should have said something because there was a brother who came late. I can't remember his name. He came late and he had bought the meet and greet ticket. So I just told him to bring him backstage while I was at.
She did say something. She said everybody told her it was nothing they could do.
Look, he been gone for 10 minutes. I was like, oh my God.
What time was that?
In a booth car. We were like towards the back.
But what time was that?
I don't know, Loren, if you remember my mom tapped you on the back. She gave you a bag. Oh, she gave you my camera.
You gave you get that to Loren?
Yes, she gave Loren a little bag because we were crying like, what can we do real quick? She saw Loren, so she ended up giving Loren the gift bag. But, that's all we could do.
Well, we're going to get your information. Yeah, we're going to get your information. I'm going to send you a couple of swag bags.
Thank you. That'll be nice, Charlamagne.
Yes.
Could you also set out our podcast or something?
What's the name of the podcast?
I didn't get to meet nobody.
What's the name of the podcast?
The Loose Lips and Liquor Podcast. LIQER.
They called you.
Yeah, you called here earlier this week.
Oh, my mama probably called y'all. I don't know. I'm like, I need to talk to somebody.
Your mama called this week.
Now I'm a little confused now because your mama called up here earlier this week shouting out the Loose Lips and Liquor Podcast, and she said that we met, and she said she had a good time and all kind of other stuff.
Oh, she didn't. No.
She said she met Loren. Remember, she said she met Loren and gave her a swag bag and all that.
I don't remember, but I'll send you. I'll make sure you get right.
Yeah, thank you.
Hold on, okay?
Yes, Eddie, get her information, please.
She not lying, yo.
I don't think she lying.
Oh, all right.
Hello, who's this?
This is Loren. Y'all talking to me?
Loren, what's up? Get off your chest, brother.
Yo, what's up? Who's up there today? I know you.
Everybody's up here.
Oh, okay. What's up, everybody? I just want to say what up. How y'all?
Good morning.
I just had to get off my chest the technology.
We just got to put down the technology. We're going in the wrong direction. Y'all heard about how they just did an implant in the paraplegic dude?
Yes, I heard about that. The Neuralink, right?
Yeah, the Neuralink.
Yes, Elon Musk Neuralink.
Exactly. How we know that's him? How we don't know that's AI just talking to us? How you know he's not a prisoner in his own body and he's just stuck? And AI talking about, nah, we good. And he's just gonna take over.
I agree. By the way, that's the third person to get Neuralink. By the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what AI's on his way. So there's gonna be 1 million. And then how we gonna know who's controlling what? It's just too much. We need a new Black Friday holiday with the blackout, all internet. That's good for y'all. We can still have radio, but just put the technology down. Take a break. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but those guys like Elon Musk who are fundraising $8.5 billion to do stuff like Neuralink, they're not taking no break. They figuring out how to put other people's consciousness in other people's bodies.
Damn.
Yes.
Well, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. Now, we got the latest with Loren coming up.
We do. So as time winds down for Diddy to go to trial, he just rejected a plea deal. He confirmed in the court yesterday he is looking at almost up to life in prison if he doesn't.
So this is another plea deal they offered him? Because we heard the first one last week.
It's the same one. But remember, those were documents, and we didn't really know exactly what was happening because it was just these documents. But he was in court yesterday, and he confirmed. The judge asked him, did you reject that plea deal? He said, yes, I did.
I want to know what the plea deal was. That's what you need to be asking your sources. Like.
I am. I'm asking.
I need to know what the plea was that he turned down.
Right. All right. Well, the latest with Loren's up next. Don't go anywhere. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get to the latest with Loren.
Loren becoming a straight fast.
She gets them from somebody that knows somebody.
She gets the details.
I'm the homegirl that knows a little bit about everything.
She be having the latest on you.
The latest with Loren LaRosa.
Sometimes she have facts, sometimes she have details, sometimes she have a little bit of everything.
Well, it's the latest.
On The Breakfast Club.
Talk to me.
Alrighty, y'all. So yesterday, the 1st of May, Diddy was in court, and he walked into court. He was there with his attorneys, Attorney Garagos and Brian Steele, who was Young Thug's attorney in his trial. And he confirmed that he rejected the plea deal that we've been talking about in here. So he's in court, and the judge asked him, did you reject the plea deal? Diddy says, yes, I did. The judge is like, are you aware of the fact that you could potentially serve more time in prison because of the plea deal rejection if you were convicted? And Diddy told the judge that he did understand the stakes of what was on the line. Now,
Brian Steele is new to the case, right?
Yes, Brian Steele is new to the case. We reported when he came on and when it was actually like real, like, okay, he's working the case now. Now, I spoke to a source close to the case trying to figure out more of what the plea deal was because most people, nobody knows what it is as of now. So I got a bit more details. What I was told is that the plea deal included Diddy having to plead guilty to a lot of things that he absolutely did not do. Now, he's saying he didn't do any of this, right? He's been saying, I'm not guilty of any of this whatsoever. But there are certain things and certain allegations that are so absurd that Diddy's team feels like they don't even have evidence to even bring this into conversation. So he's not even going to plead guilty and give them any leeway to throw things on him or to build a case with those things. Now, I want to point to the fact that, when Jay-Z came out, the woman from 2000s, the VMA Awards that said that Diddy and Jay-Z allegedly raped her, that was dismissed once Jay-Z fought it, and that was one of the claims. I want to also point out the Little Rod $30 million lawsuit. They decided not to move forward with that as well, too, because of the claims.
But those are all civil. That's not the criminal stuff.
Yes, but I pointed to those because those claims, even civilly, just show how outrageous, according to my source and according to what I believe Diddy's legal team is looking at, the claims can get when it comes to Puff in this situation because people have begun to pile on. So what I'm being told is the same thing is happening on the criminal side. And on top of it happening on the criminal side, there is no evidence allegedly to back up the piling on of these different things. So Puff is saying he wants to go to court, he wants to fight it.
Listen, I don't know what's true and what's not true, but Diddy also told us the Cassie stuff wasn't true.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, but then that turned out to be, a complete lie. So I have no idea, because like to your point, the Diddy situation has been so muddied because of a lot of these civil cases and a lot of these things that are flooding the internet. That's not what he's on trial for.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. He has to fight it.
Yeah.
I can't see him not even taking it a plea. He has to fight it.
Well, I will say too, even with the plea isn't because they feel like the prosecutors don't feel like they don't have a strong case. You do that just, by operation, because if you don't do it, Diddy could come back after he's convicted, if he's convicted, and say, yo, they didn't have my best interest in mind, so I need to appeal this, because if they had my best interest, they wouldn't want me to just sit in jail. They would have helped me catch a break through a plea deal.
Maybe. Yeah. Because I think they would really, if they have everything that they say they have, they would really try to lock Diddy up for a long time and embarrass the ish out of Diddy.
They
have tried.
They're trying to.
But I don't think they would offer them a plea, in my opinion.
So, I will say normally and most typically in a court case, especially this high stake, that's what you do. It's literally like a protection. It's like, let me get this out the way and offer it. We know he probably won't take it, but let's just do it so that we can check this box real quick.
And listen, I don't know anything about the law. I am not a lawyer. And I know Brian Steele just came on the case, but the lawyers that he was with this whole time that couldn't even get him a bond, are they still around as well? Or he got rid of them?
Some of them are. Some of them are.
I wouldn't trust the same lawyers who can't even get me a bond to, win a trial for me. But I also don't know how much influence the lawyer has on whether or not their client gets a bond.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. I think, though, because he has so many different counsel and then he has Brian Steele that just came on as new, the team seems like they'll be a little bit more refreshed because it's different conversations, different leaderships or leadership in the situation now. Now, people,
and what is the plea deal? That's what I want to know. I want to know what he turned down.
I don't know exactly what he turned down yet. I just know what it was leaning toward, and from what I'm told, that was Puff's legal's team. Like, that was the biggest thing for him, is like, there's so much in here that is not true and they can't prove it because there's no evidence because it never happened. We are not going with that.
Yeah, forget all that, though. But what was the time? Because I read somewhere, and I don't know if this is true, somebody said 5 years.
I didn't see plea deal for 5 years, but I can look it up.
I don't know if that's true. I just saw that somewhere.
No, I didn't see
all
that.
The outlets I've seen, they don't know what it was because of everything's. It's supposed to not be getting out into the media or whatever. But the case starts. He actually goes to court, and that begins on May 12th. They also address jury selection in court that day, and people that were there are commenting on how he looked. They said he looked happy. It's been released that he's able to actually wear like clothes when trial starts. He doesn't have to come suited and booted in his jail stuff, but it's only like 5 different like outfits, like certain shirts, certain ties, 5 button-down shirts, 5 pairs of pants, 5 sweaters, 5 pairs of socks, 2 pairs of shoes without laces is what he's allowed to wear to court.
So no lace, he got to wear loafers.
Yeah, shoes without laces. Yep, yeah.
I mean, he has no reason not to be happy, you know what I'm saying, other than the fact that he's locked up. Because if the rumors are true, he's having a ball.
Yo, shut up, man. Literally, but stop it, man. Stop it, man.
What? Okay. Well, in other news, the Tony Award announcements have come out, and people right now are pretty upset. They feel like Othello was snubbed for a Tony Award, and for a 2025 Tony Award nomination. Now, Candy Burrs, who co-produced with her husband Todd Tucker, she got on Instagram and was telling Instagram that she felt the same way. She said she was disappointed, even though she's beyond proud. Every time she watched the cast, she said she's blown away and inspired. Now, this, directed by Kenny Leon, is a revival of the William Shakespeare tragedy, which stars Denzel Washington. And the production on Broadway has made it's made records. It has made $2.8 million in 1 week of previews, which is the highest weekly gross for a Broadway play. So people feel like, because of all of that and just how good it is, they should have been nominated for a Tony Award, and it did not happen. Have anybody y'all seen? Well, you.
No, I haven't seen Othello yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet either. When this story came out, I was like, dang, I wish I had seen it because I could tell you how good it was. But I've heard that it's very, very good.
Okay.
But that's it, y'all.
All right. Well, that is the latest with Loren. We got a major announcement, something that I'm doing big. It's back. So it's car show season. And we always talk about the different cities we go to. We try to go to different cities each and every year. This year, the Drive Your Dreams car show is coming to the 757 Hampton Roads area, Norfolk, Virginia, Virginia Beach, Portsmouth, Newport News, Hampton, DMV area. The BBS boys and myself, DJ Envy, so that's old school cars and new school cars, are bringing the car show to the Hampton Convention Center. Drop a bomb. Now, you know how we do it each and every year. Tickets start at just $19.99. So tickets are $19.99. If you have small kids, 5 and under, absolutely positively free. So your kids are free. Don't worry about the kids. And we got games, we got rides, we got amusement stuff. We got all types of things for the kids. Face painting and more. Jumpies. Salute to Monster Energy. They got the bike exhibition. All that is free. Once your kids get in, there's no tickets. You don't need nothing. Once you get in the building, it's free. And all types of cars. We're bringing it to the days before we used to go to Miami, right? We used to go to Virginia Beach. Whether it was 4th of July, whether it was Memorial Day, whether it was Labor Day, we went to Virginia Beach and we're going to bring that feeling back.
Dominicans roll deep.
That's right.
Mad Hondas.
Toyotas, and Jettas.
Hondas, Nissans, and Kias.
That's right. The car show is coming to the 757. That is July 19th, Saturday from 12 to 5. Kids 5 and under are free. Your favorite celebrity from Virginia will have their car in the show. So I want you to think about what celebrities are from Virginia. We're gathering all of them. Salute to Bubba Chuck, Allen Iverson. Salute to Pusha T, The Clips, Pharrell, Timberland, I'm calling you. Trey, I'm calling you. Chris, I'm calling you. It will be a movie. So get your tickets right now. Tickets are $19.99 today. Kids 5 and under are free. You guys have been asking about coming back to my second home, the home by the sea, the 757. So I need the whole 757 and DMV to pull up. BBS Boys and DJ Envy, I can't wait to see you again. 12 to 5, my whole family will be there. I can't wait to meet your family. I need the Hampton Roads area to pull up on me July 19th.
Tickets are $20?
Yes, $19.99.
$19.99.
Oh my God, $20.
So we do $19.99.
Oh,
okay,
we do that for the first day so everybody can afford it. You know, because sometimes it's tough out there, so they can afford it. And kids 5 and under are free. Kids 5 and under are free the whole time. So if you got kids, bring your kids. If they look 6 and you say they're 5, it's cool. Bring your kids. You know what I mean? We've all been there before, but bring your kids. It's 5 and under are free, and we're gonna have a lot of fun at the 757. You know, I went to Hampton University. My wife went to Old Dominion, so we're gonna have a lot of fun in the 757. So tickets are on sale right now, and get your tickets. When we come back, we got front page news, and then also Donkey of the Day. If you want to give somebody Donkey, Charlamagne is opening up the phone lines for you. So you can give Donkey to whoever you want. 800-585-1051. Call us up right now. Front page news is next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. What up, Doe? What up, Detroit? Yes, the Knicks beat Detroit last night, 116-113. Detroit is home early on vacation. Now, the Clippers beating the Nuggets 111-105. They tied the series 3-3. All right, so, again, congratulations to Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks. Cat, what's up? Hart, what's up? The whole New York Knicks fan. Y'all played a hell of a game last night, man. The way y'all came back, Jesus. So I was happy. Did you see the game last night?
No, I did not. But when I go to Detroit, they going to tell me some stuff to come back and tell you, because you on here going crazy.
They was tearing me
Detroit,
up all week, and I just had to be quiet because you never know with the Knicks sometimes.
Right.
So I was waiting for the Knicks to win. And last night when we blew the 12-point lead, I said, "Ooh, Detroit's gonna be in my ass."
So the D was tearing you up. The D was in your ass. Huh?
Detroit was tearing me up.
Yeah, the D was tearing you up. The D was in your ass. You heard him say it this weekend. It was going down.
Grow up. What's up, Morgan? God.
Oh my gosh. Hey y'all. Hey, so let's continue talking due process, as that is the theme for front page news today. So the White House will not confirm reports it has asked El Salvador about the status of Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has reportedly been in touch with El Salvador about Garcia, but during a recent cabinet meeting, Rubio told reporters he will not comment on it. Let's take a listen to his comments.
Well, I would never tell you that. And you know who else I'll never tell? A judge. Because the conduct of our foreign policy belongs to the President of the United States and the executive branch, not some judge. So we will conduct foreign policy appropriately if we need to. But I'll never discuss it. And no one will ever make us discuss it, because that's how foreign policy works.
So, guys, of course, in case you missed it or you've been under a rock, Garcia was deported to El Salvador mistakenly, and what the White House said was an administrative error, but has since said that he's a member of the MS-13 gang. I'm not sure if you guys saw that photo that Trump was holding with his tattoos that seemingly was photoshopped to say MS-13 across his knuckles. Now, next week, the administration is facing a court-ordered deadline to provide an update on steps that they've taken to return Garcia here back to the United States.
They need to stop focusing on him as an individual, and what they need to start focusing on is the fact that the Constitution is not being respected. They need to be focusing on the fact that everybody is allowed due process. Stop making it about the individual. Make it about the actual issue, because that issue can happen to anybody.
Right, and I think that's why they were trying to, nail down what's happening with the individual so that we can make it a blanket, or that it can.
Yeah, but when you make it about the individual, then people can say, well, he's MS-13, or he was here illegally, and then it makes people dismiss the whole situation. The actual problem is the fact that this man is not being allowed due process under the Constitution.
That's right. This comes as a federal judge is blocking the deportations of Venezuelans in South Texas under the Alien Enemies Act. Now, Judge Fernando Rodriguez, who was appointed during Trump's first administration, writes that members of the violent Venezuelan street gang Tren de Agua are not invading the country, and the administration's recent swift deportations, he ruled, violate due process rights. Now, the ruling came as part of a lawsuit brought by 3 Venezuelan men who claim they're not members of the gang. Do we got time for one more, y'all? I think this is a big one for a lot of people. It's going to impact a lot of people.
Sure.
Education. All right, let's get into it. So the Department of Education will resume collecting defaulted student loan debt this coming Monday. That is Cinco de Mayo. That is May 5th. The department announced collections will begin on May 5th, and borrowers could be referred to debt collectors or have money deducted from their paychecks. Student loan repayment requirements were paused in March of 2020 due to COVID-19 and that pandemic. Now, the Biden administration opted not to resume those collections and attempted to forgive student loan debt in a program that was ultimately struck down by the Supreme Court. But the Trump administration has indicated it would offer no such concessions to borrowers. And the reason why I say this is because you never know if something like this, Department of Education and student loans, or whether or not you owe on student loans, could be impacted in the way where, you might need your due process. So if I could give Donkey of the Day, as you're allowing people to do so, Charlamagne the God, I would do that to student loans. I would give the student loans the Donkey of the Day. Hee-haw.
That's right, you Morgan. Well, Charlamagne is opening up the phone lines, too. So if you want to give somebody Donkey today, 800-585-1051. What are you saying, Charlotte?
Yeah, call us right now. That's a damn shame, though, man. The economy is already in shambles. Tariffs got consumer goods. Prices high. They talking about a recession this summer. And, the student, they collecting on student loan debts on Monday. They really trying to break people, yo. Yeah. Like, they really driving people to the brink, man.
Well, the best I think we could do right now is cheers to the freaking weekend. And that's your front page news.
If you can afford to drink. Right. If you can afford to buy a drink.
Right.
Oh, for real. But follow me on socials at Morgan Media. That's your front page news. For more news coverage, follow at Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app and visit us at BINnews.com. Y'all have a good one. Happy weekend.
Indeed. How much crack costs nowadays?
What? Why you asking Jess? Why you look right at me? Do it look like I be on crack, or do it look like I sell it?
No, I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't even know anybody sell crack no more. But I just want to
let me call somebody in Baltimore that I know. Yeah, right.
Remember, crack used to be like $20 right, for a rock.
I don't remember. Why was you ever buying it and consuming it?
I sold it a little bit. Little petty drug dealer. But I just wonder how much crack costs nowadays.
For real, you ever tried? Tell the truth.
No. I did coke once because it was somebody had put it in a blunt with some weed. I did it by accident. I wouldn't do it by accident. I wouldn't do it by accident now. But, maybe...
I wouldn't do it by accident now.
Funny as hell.
Maybe 10 years ago. Maybe 10, 15 years ago, if somebody would have slipped it to me by accident, I might have enjoyed it again. Might have partaked.
Oh, wow.
It's giving you need a vice to cope with what's going on.
Oh, my goodness.
No, it's giving that was the best high I ever had in my life. I still remember it to this day.
Accidentally.
I'm just telling you. Do not do it, kids. Okay? But I'm just telling you that when it accidentally happened to me, it was amazing.
All right. No crack. Let's move on from crack. Reliving Single, a new podcast from Kim Coles and Erika Alexander. They'll be joining us next, so don't go anywhere. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Loren LaRose is here as well. We got a special guest in the building.
Man, some legends are in the building. Erika Alexander and Kim Coles.
Thank you. All right. I take that every day.
They have launched the Reliving Single podcast. New episodes come out every Wednesday starting on May 7th on YouTube.
Absolutely.
What inspired the creation of the Reliving Single podcast?
Well, looking at my Gucci, it's about that time. Mm-hmm. Why not? It's been 30 years, actually. 30 years, 2 years ago, actually. It's 32 years that we had the anniversary of our show. The problem was it was during the strike. And no one was allowed to say anything about anything that was on a studio and or network type of thing, so then nothing happened. And for a very long time, I was asked about reboot, and I always said
haven't
no.
We all been asked
I
about
always
reboot?
said no. Yeah,
you
I
have
always
said no. Haven't
I said
you? Why?
Consistently because I didn't want to go I'm very identified with that character, Maxine Shaw, attorney at law, and I love her. But perhaps, and I always say this very honestly, if I had a big film career or something that would offset it, that would be nice. So it wasn't just a matter of me saying no. I would be stepping into something that I didn't think I could shake as easily as, other people. And so this opportunity came and was approached by Eric Eddings at Heartbeat. And he said, do you want to do this? I said, no, not really. I don't want to do it. But he kept asking. And I thought, well, maybe it's the 30th anniversary. People really love it. They're doing things all the time. Why not? And it's an opportunity because of you, Charlamagne, learned very well with Color Farm, and you giving us our opportunities with Finding Tamika and also with the reparations, the big payback, that you can go deep in podcasts where you can't do that even in documentary. And with episode after episode, we'd be able to talk. And then they approached Kim.
And I said, yes. I'm waiting. I've been waiting this whole long. And I actually think that, this is shallow, I know. I think we all still look good. Let's do the reboot while we're
Come on now.
But listen, everybody's busy and everybody has their own other thing that they're doing. And so this was an easy way to give the fans and the friends of the show a taste of what they want. For sure, everyone will come on the show, and I don't know if I can give away that someone has already come and taped an episode. Smooches, that's the hint. And so it's a chance to go deep. Like you said, we're going to talk about the behind the scenes and the things. And actually, we've known each other for that long. Revelations have come out. Like, things have come out. Like, I didn't know that about you, Erika. I didn't know that about this. That was going on behind the scenes. And so the audience will be let in on something very powerful that could not even happen on a reboot. So you're welcome.
So many white shows do it. Scrubs has it with I can't remember the brothers, Donald and
and This Is Us.
Yes, This Is Us. Boy Meets World.
The Office.
The first black rewatch show.
The Sopranos. We are
probably hosted by the actual cast members that I can think of. I could be wrong, but I can think of.
I feel so. So it feels like the right time, and we're having a good time doing it.
Have you guys ever thought about, if you did do a reboot, where the characters' lives would be now? Like, what would the storylines be?
I have, and I don't know if I'm right. Like, there was talk on Living Single that Sinclair and Overton would have twins, and their names would be Sincloverton and Overclaire.
Oh, that'd be so on brand. So on brand.
That we have twins. They're grown up. They're a boy and a girl. They're fabulous. They're loving. So all the things.
Maxine Shaw would be governor.
Yes, they probably ruling like she has always been. Obviously she has to be tied up with TC's Kyle Barker,
right?
And they had a child on Half and Half. I don't know if that child still exists. I don't know. I mean, that's a good question. She might be in a bar somewhere. I mean, in a Mexican jail somewhere doing her damage. Maybe she was burnt out by life.
Right.
Who knows? I mean, you go that fast pace, you don't always win, and a lot of lawyers burn out. So
I would love
that could be so good, because even
Khadijah,
she would have to make changes, because there's no such thing as the print industry.
She would be a media mogul, I suppose. But that's the other thing too. I remember, the fans always say, "Where's the reboot?" And one time I saw somebody say, "No, I don't want to see where they've gone, because in my mind they live in a perfect space, in a perfect place, and so anything that we do, there will be somebody who disagrees with it. Well, why is she in a jail? Why whatever it is, like there'll be no it lives in a perfect space where it is right now, so maybe let it be.
Definitely the jail storyline. We wouldn't want that.
It's a temporary situation. You know what I'm saying? Meaning she was having too much fun. I mean, but why? You're saying something very real. In fact meets fiction. That's where we are coming in, talking about something that's very fact. Maxine Shaw is a fictional character. Eric Alexander is a fact. Eric Alexander in 30 years of living has changed. And we had good days, bad days. We have, ups and downs. And so I'm hoping those characters would have the same things that we had.
What moments on set of Living Single helped shape who you all are off camera? Not just as actresses, but as women that had to navigate fame and friendship and career pressure. What moments help shape who you are off camera?
I think we got along really well very quickly. I felt the energy from the first table read. And so there was an energy and a respect and a friendship and a sisterhood and a brotherhood that developed so quickly that that permeated everything else that we did. Like, we would go and hang out together. Erika and TC have the same exact birthday.
Wow.
The same day.
Wow.
John Hinton's birthday is 2 weeks later, so we would go out and like, what do y'all want to do for your birthday? Salsa dancing, let's go. So we became family really quickly. And so I think that helped infuse the energy on the set and in our characters. We really were friends, and we really are still friends. So,
but then we're also, movers and shakers. If you're 23 years old and I'm faking like I'm a lawyer, I have a high school degree. And I think it made me want to level up. I mean, in my reading and how I, approach life. I mean, she was a killer. She was a real winner. So I'd like to say that shaped me a lot. I think it was already there, but I really liked how she had integrity. I don't know. That's a really good question. It really is. Yeah. But I think that a lot of things that have happened after the show have been very consistent with what our characters might have done.
Well, I want y'all to think about that question and unpack it on the Reliving Single podcast.
Okay, we're going to think about it and unpack it. That would be a Charlamagne question. Charlamagne has submitted this question by the Breakfast Club.
Segment where people call, are the fans and the friends of the show can send in their questions. Blue. And so we call it True Blue. Get it?
Tight like glue.
Yeah. And so we will make sure we submit that one. So you heard it here first, and then we'll unpack it further. Thank you. He's giving us homework.
I know. This is heavy lifting.
Erika, or Miss Alexander, what do you want me to call you?
All right.
Okay, Erika.
The Great, though. Erika Alexander the Great.
Erika Alexander the Great, period. I was reading this article on MSN and MSNBC's website, and the writer was talking about how she was late. She discovered Living Single for the first time a year ago and deep dived and went and read conversations around it. And she was trying to figure out why you didn't win an Emmy for your performance.
Oh, that's kind.
And when I read it, I'm like, first of all, late to the party, but welcome. But I thought about it and I was like, what's that feeling like for you? Because you said you were how old portraying the character?
23
portraying. Yeah. We would have never known. You sold it. You did it. The storylines that y'all dived into. You know what I mean? Did you ever feel like there were things that should have happened for you in that role?
For many people, I'm unfortunately in a club that no one wants to belong to, and especially if you think that. And I'll take the compliment and say thank you very much. But I was right alongside people like Cicely Tyson and all these other people who had never won anything for the work that they had done. And Cicely Tyson has since gotten an Oscar, and she got it before she passed, and those types of things. But no, I think blackness, racism, all the disparities, inequities were there, and especially in the early 90s. And I say the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, the tighter the noose. They don't let you go but so far. And that's real. And so I'm very gratified, but there's nothing you can do about it. There's people like Abbott Elementary and all the other people, and they've come and doing very well. But, being a dark-skinned actress and also being funny and maybe not being the ideal of what they thought funny girls looked like. Right. They didn't know what to do with me, and I got offered nothing after I finished that show. Absolutely nothing. No.
Wow, that's a shame. All right, when we come back, we have more with Erika Alexander and Kim Coles. When we come back, it's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Erika Alexander and Kim Coles. Charlamagne?
How did working on Living Single change your view of black sisterhood? And did it shift the way you approached friendships in your real life?
Not for me, because I have incredible female relationships. Incredible. In fact, my high school, we just celebrated our 45th anniversary. Last week, I couldn't come because I was headed here for y'all. And so I've already had
the excuse you gave him?
I'll be in New York next week, so I can't come today. I can't find 2 times. You got me here now. That was an excuse. I'll see you all at the 50th. I plan to tighten it up so I'm real cute by then. But the point is, I always had really good friendships, and actually, it felt normal to me to be around women that I respected. They were all different, but I respected and loved, and so I had that, and I had that strength. So it just felt like home. I don't know if that's the right answer. What was the question? Did I answer?
No.
I'm jet lagged now.
No, you're talking about the family. Sorry, the women friendships.
Right.
I went to an all-girls high school.
Right. So,
Philadelphia High School for Girls. Got to give a shout out. And I wasn't good with girlfriends. I always loved boys. I always loved men. I'm a guy's girl.
Same.
I always have. I grew up in Arizona. I'm a tomboy. I always thought
men, by the way.
No, it's not that. It's just that it wasn't.
I'm used to having good girlfriends.
I understand. But for all that I went to an all-girls high school, I didn't necessarily think that I practiced much because that was my preference. It kind of still is. I just think that there was a lot of freedom I thought that men had. They took me for, I don't want to say one of the guys, but once you show you could stand up with them, I got a lot of truth about who I was next to them. And I thought sometimes I was pulling my punches with women. Like, oh, don't say that. You're going to make her feel like... And I didn't have time for that.
Yes, I completely resonate with you. That's how I grew up the same way. I had maybe 3 homegirls, but I had like 10, 11. I always went where the guys went. I'm hanging on the court. That's how I became so quick on my feet with being a comedian. Having jokes, throwing them back, they throwing them at me. Guys didn't get offended when I'm joking with them. You know, girls, they're a little bit more, you know. And I'm saying they, like I'm not one. No. It's like, you know, you kind of, you know, you like
you
one
feel
of the
very
boys
protected in that space too. I feel very protected
and respected. They do respect you. They look at you like, oh yeah, that's our girl. You know. Yeah. So I've been like that as well. What I wanted to ask was, do either of you think that Friends, the show Friends, truly owes some of its success to the groundwork laid by Living Single?
100,000%. 100,000%. Moving on. Next question.
No.
Here's the thing, and this is a little fact that most people don't know, is that the president of the network, of their network, NBC at the time, had been asked if there was any show that you wish you could have purchased for this, you know, upcoming season. He said, I wish I bought Living Single. Wow. And then a year later, there was Friends. And so it absolutely tracks. And great show, and wish them all well, but it absolutely, we influenced them. And it was also tough because, you know, we were both Warner Brothers production. We were on this little ranch lot, you know, off to the side, and they were on the big lot. You know, we have a cafeteria, and you have little bicycles to get from hither and there. And the salary disparity was huge. Very different. The access they had to marketing, the access they had to all the money and all the things was very different than what we had.
Yeah, we had craft service table run by this beautiful old white dude named Pops, and he's putting things out like Ritz crackers and pickled eggs, and we're like, dude, we gonna fart all day. We trying to work.
Better.
I mean, it did get better. We had to ask for that though. To ask for air conditioning and all these other things.
Ask for better trainers.
Shouldn't have to. I just come from the Cosby Show, the biggest show in the world. I wasn't expecting it to have that kind of, you know, leverage. But you did know when you thought you were being treated less than. And they didn't have to, because like a lot of productions, if you put very little into black people, we give you more. Black showbiz gives you more. And when they see that, the investment's not necessarily there, and that's what you really miss out on.
Did Living Single did it get pitched to NBC? Because it would make so much sense. Because like you said, you were on the Cosby Show, the success of the Cosby Show in different world. NBC should have stood for Nothing But Colors after that. What success?
Nothing But Colors.
I wouldn't have got nothing but the black show.
Nothing But Colors.
Filed NBC.
And that's not what didn't happen. Actually, the good thing about it, if you listen to the show and watch it, Kim has the origin story. Kim is the origin story.
Okay.
The show was created around Queen Latifah and me. A lot of people don't know that. They called me into a meeting at Warner Brothers, and we want to do a show. And a lot of people don't know this either. The idea for the show, the impetus was, you know, remember the movie Jungle Fever? There's a scene that they call the War Council, and it's a group of women sitting around talking about men and relationships and, you know, what they're dealing with. And they said to me, and I'm assuming they said to Latifah too in a separate meeting, we want to do a show that's about this. And I said, if the show is about bashing men, I'm not interested. And not that scene in Jungle Fever was only about bashing men, but they were handling a particular topic. And they were like, oh, okay, because I love men. And so if we can talk about the relationships and, you know, the growth and, the, you know, being driven and what do you want? I was like, I'm in. And they were having the same meetings with Latifah. The two of us were put together. And then we together agreed that Yvette Lee Bowser should be the one to create the show.
Wow.
So to be there at the beginning and to be involved in creating Sinclair and involved in knowing what the relationships were going to be to start with, and then to hear it and watch it unfold was exciting.
Yeah.
To say the best. And you know, privilege.
And you know what's unique too? We got to give her props because both she and Latifah asked for a black showrunner. There are very few black anythings in Hollywood, or writers, let alone a showrunner. Yvette Lee Bowser happened to be on Different World doing her thing. She was on Hanging with Mr. Cooper. She had the background, but they weren't necessarily going to just give that to her.
Right.
So you guys
somebody
asking,
black and somebody female, that was a
that
bonus.
was like a
right.
Yeah.
They just gave into that because during that time I feel like there would have been some pushback.
And if you get two people that you've created a deal around and we both go, yeah, she's the one. They go, okay, well, let's give her a shot.
Wow.
And also the other piece of it that we both were at the same agency, so our agency helped, and Yvette was also at the same agency.
It's called a Hollywood package.
Got you.
And so was Kim Fields in that agency, and so was John Hinton. The only two people not in that agency were me and TC.
Right.
So did you guys talk, because a lot of times now on TV, people are like, we should have conversations behind the scenes, rally together, and then go to the forefront and ask for what we want. Did you and Queen Latifah, y'all y'all agents get to do that?
We did. We did. So that list and us, we each met with her separately, and we both together said, "Oh, she's the one. Let's go with her."
Got you.
And then the agents do their movements, that we do know about and that we don't know about. But yeah, there were, like, for example, the name of the show was not originally Living Single. It was My Girls. And I tell a story on the podcast of, we were like, they wanted to change the name to Living Single, and we thought it was horrible. Who says that? Nobody talks that way. What's up? I'm living single. It's like the words didn't match. And so I have a memory, and Dana would have to correct me, if we got into a little golf cart and went from the plantation lot where we were and took it over to the big lot and got invited into the office of the president of the network, president of the production company.
Like you're going to Oz.
Right, like,
oh, they got bottled water here.
Right. Get some snacks.
Got bottled water here.
By the way, we think that name is horrible. We would like to protest. And he was like, all right, well, thank you for your feedback. All right now. And it was like, oh, that's a terrible name. Now it's the best name. Like, what else would the show be called?
He basically patted you on the head and said,
all right,
good
now.
for you. And
We got back in the golf cart and went back over to the other side of the hill,
All right, we have more with Erika Alexander and Kim Coles when we come back, so don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Erika Alexander and Kim Coles. Charlamagne?
I can't wait to hear the episode with TC Carson, because he's spoken about being fired from Living Single after for their treatment compared to Friends. Right. So how did the cast as a whole feel when he got fired?
There was grief.
Okay.
There was a lot of grief.
Did anybody fight for him? Or?
Well,
I fought for him.
Okay. We all fought.
Then we go on. Come on now.
We all fought for him, but it was done before. Here's what the timing of it is. He was let go just before the. They call the announcements for the shows the upfronts. We all come to New York. There's a big announcement. We're on stage with Fox and all the other Fox shows. I didn't find out until in the hotel room. The day before. Oh, by the way, TC won't be there. He's been let go. So it's like we're talking to Yvette, we're talking to people and going, what's going on? And it was my understanding is that it was already done. So you fight for him, but I don't know what else I could have done if the decision had already been made.
I wanted not to come to work. I thought that once we got on set that we would talk about it and maybe just say we were not going to work. That's like hardcore, but it didn't go down that way. And in fact, 2 years before, I tried to leave myself. And got threatened to be sued. So I already stepped up, and I knew where I could go.
Leave?
Girl, I was like,
no,
here we go, Lord.
You did. Go ahead. I'm doing an interview now.
Oh Lord, see, I don't want to start crying. I wasn't happy, and the thing was, I didn't think that I was being used well. And it's a longer story to that, and I don't want to. It needs more context for Yvette Lee Bowser's sake, because Yvette Lee Bowser had a lot to do with 6 different characters.
Right.
And there were lots of things going on. But also I want to say something that emotionally, a month before I got that show, originally the pilot, my father had passed. I had a lot of things that I...
Dealing with mentally.
Yeah.
And we didn't know that, Erika. This is one of the revelations.
I never talked about that mess. But
the whole time you were there, you never talked about your father passing away?
No, because I don't complain. I don't talk. I do my work. I keep it moving.
We knew that her father had passed away at some point because we talked, but I don't think I knew that had happened a month before. And to know that this is one of the revelations that happened on this podcast. It's like therapy. You're welcome. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but there was a lot of things going on that you think you want to talk about differently, maybe with your character, right. And maybe the reception wasn't where I thought it was. But I just said I gotta go. Because I'm like, I've been in theater and been doing other things. And I said, I can go back to New York. I don't need this. And it didn't work out the way I got threatened to be sued and all that.
Which is another reason you probably didn't tell everybody what you was actually dealing with, because they'll do stuff like that. We'll sue you. We'll fire you.
Exactly. And I didn't have the most powerful agent. I didn't have that. I'd always gone on sets alone.
Right.
So I was there alone in that, just trying to think it through. And I thought at the very least I could just go back to what I was doing. Now back to TC, because that's what I think that he didn't have. That we didn't have the armor, and we also were darker. And I have to say, there's something to that, feeling like you're unprotected. Yeah. And when you get back and there is no plan, and you don't necessarily, friends had gotten together and they all got together to talk about their salary. They stopped going in and they got their salaries corrected tremendously. Right. It wasn't that feeling, although we were all rebels and very supportive in our own way. I don't think we knew what to do. And it hurts my heart because TC deserved more support. And there was nothing I could do. And I even said, look, fire me. I'm the one who would like to go. And it wasn't something that could happen. It was wrong to do. It was wrong to do that to him.
Was he mad at y'all because he spoke up for the treatment that, the unfair treatment that y'all was receiving, and you would think that would be a collective thing, like, none of y'all gonna got my back?
So if this is happening behind the scenes, and if you don't know, okay, we know that we were not getting the right treatment. It's not like we were brought into the meeting, by the way, we're going to let TC go. It's not like I didn't know that. Latifah didn't know that. We didn't know that in advance. It was unexpected. And you wait until we arrive in New York to go, by the way, TC won't be there because of this. Dana and I get on the phone and go, what the hell's going on? We get on the phone with Yvette, and Yvette is like, that's it. I didn't know there was something else that I could do in order to bring him back. If it's been, if you're being told that it's done, that's it, deal with it, and we don't go to work.
But that's because we were young. Of course, there's something we could have done if we all band together and said we're not going in. We could have made something happen.
That was not.
We could have called the NAACP. We could have done these things, but these are things that we didn't think about. You didn't know how much leverage you'd have after that. I'm telling you that I know I fought. I know I sat down with Yvette. I know I had these conversations, and I don't think he knew that. And it took years, and we had a conversation where he said, why didn't y'all stick up for me? I said, that's not true.
That's not true at all.
That's not true at all. And I hate that you went all these years thinking that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But it's also his story to tell.
Yeah.
And there's some parts and pieces that he thinks went a certain way. And there's certainly, I feel very much my outspokenness might have put him in a position too. He thinks his outspokenness, but I was very outspoken.
Yeah.
I was writing letters to the network and doing coups and walking out, and I don't think that was necessarily always taken well by people who want to control you. And they broke apart the two people, me and him.
Do you think?
And it's also, there's another story to tell. There's our story, there's his story, and then there's the story on their side. And maybe this is a conversation that I don't know if Yvette has ever talked about it publicly. I don't know if Warner Brothers ever would, or if they ever care to. So I feel like
all those people are gone now from Warner Brothers that we knew.
But we're bearing the burden of why didn't we do something different and not getting a chance to get another view from what was happening. From
because they were saying it was a money issue. It's not a money issue.
That's what
we
we're
weren't being
told.
paid
It's
enough for it to be a money issue. It wasn't a budgetary issue. It wasn't because we brought on a new cast member and we brought on E. Dallas. And so that's not true. I don't know what's true. All I know is that he was gone. It was right. And let's go on record to say he's a magnificent actor. Always on time, always knew his lines. It did not make sense. And you're living in a world that doesn't always make sense, and certainly is not fair.
If y'all had Instagram, would you have gone live and just aired out the whole cast? And
we had nothing back then. We had nothing back then. Of course we would have.
I would have. I'm telling you, I would have.
Don't do that. I did that the other week. Couple weeks ago.
Oh no!
Just did that. Alexander the Great.
Come on, Jess Hilarious.
Yes. And people, and I didn't think that my badge was going to work the next day because I came in and I came in speaking to everybody, nobody speak back, and I knew why.
That's a lie.
Whatever. No, you did. You say, give me a hug because he knew he was serious to the fight.
I said, y'all been laughing and joke. I was so mad. Like, what they laughing about? Ain't nothing funny.
Elevator on me. And he called me whack. It was a lot going on.
But it's gross.
Was this not a conversation you could have had privately with them to fix what needed to
be?
We
had this conversation before and after that. So, yeah, I wasn't wrong. It was wrong the way I did it. Did
the negotiation work for you? Did that tactic work for you? That's what.
We are family.
We're family.
We are here and we are family.
That's what makes family.
Yes.
It's conflict. Yes. We don't go through this life with everything collaboration, conflict, and confusion.
Yeah.
Leads to confession.
Yeah.
We got that?
Period.
Conversion.
Okay.
They got to go do Sherry, Loren.
And compassion.
Oh, man.
You get some compassion in that mix.
You got to do the ladies.
I know.
Come on,
you don't got to answer this, but I hope y'all gonna get into the beauty center and the weight loss stuff that Queen Latifah talked about that they threw on you guys.
Oh.
Make sure y'all get into that in the podcast, please. I would love to hear the conversation.
Absolutely.
And they said they're gonna have me on there.
Absolutely, please.
Yes.
Oh, please.
She said have me too, or she gonna go back live again.
Let's do it. You're all welcome. Thank you. That would be our pleasure.
Thank you.
The legends, Erika Alexander and Kim Coles. Make sure you check out the Reliving Single podcast. New episodes every Wednesday, starting this Wednesday, May 7th on YouTube. And yes, I am going to talk to Erika about getting the audio on the Black Effect. God damn it.
Do we have to protest to make that happen?
No, you don't.
We give it to the man.
It's the Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club.
I need a good stretching, man. And salute to Kim Coles and Erika Alexander for pulling up with they got a new podcast, Reliving Single.
Love it.
That premieres on May 7th.
That's right.
And happy birthday to The Rock.
No, he's not Mexican.
No, he not. Look at
Samoan.
you. He Hawaiian.
He's Hawaiian.
Oh, yeah, Hawaiian.
All right, let's get to the latest with Loren.
Loren be coming with straight facts.
She gets them from somebody that knows somebody.
She gets the details.
I'm the homegirl that knows a little bit about everything.
She be having the latest on this.
The latest with Loren LaRosa.
Sometimes she have facts, sometimes she have details, sometimes she have a little bit of everything.
Well, it's the latest.
On the Breakfast Club.
Talk to me.
No, he's Symone.
He is?
Yeah, Symone.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. So, Indiana Pacers star Tyrese Halliburton, his father was suspended indefinitely or for the foreseeable future after getting into the altercation with Giannis. Say the last name for me, MB.
I'm not saying.
I say
why
Greek
would you attempt to say his last name? His last name looked like something you see on the eye chart at the doctor.
And it's crazy because I wrote it out like so I could get it.
Just say Giannis. They know who you're talking about.
Yes, with Giannis. So this was a decision that was made by the Pacers front office, reportedly.
Mm-hmm.
So the decision was that he will not be able to attend the team's home games or road games for the foreseeable future. And this came from a Pacers spokesperson. They told ESPN this. Now, y'all, I'm sure you guys saw all the videos that went viral of Tyrese's dad coming onto the court. Now, Tyrese's dad actually spoke out and explained what happened and what the verbal back and forth was between him and Giannis. Let's take a listen to that.
When I turned, it might have seemed like I was looking at him, but I really wasn't. I was looking through him. That's how I was in the moment. I know it looked like we were looking, like I was staring him down, but it wasn't like that. It was in the moment as if I was looking right through him. And yes, I had the banner in my hand going, and I was yelling, yay! Giannis never said anything to me. I never said anything to Giannis. There was no back and forth. He grabbed my hands. He put his forehead on my forehead, and he said, don't disrespect me. Don't effing disrespect me. And I said to him, I was not trying to disrespect you, which I wasn't. I'm telling you, I did not do that on purpose. I really did not. And then I said to him, I love you. He said back to me, I love you. We patted chest. He gave us a thumbs up, and he walked away.
I don't think he did it on purpose either, but emotions were high, and that's exactly why they say don't make decisions off emotions. Because he made a choice off emotions, and that choice has a consequence, and now he can't watch his son play with a foreseeable future.
I was confused by the whole situation, and shout to Shaquille O'Neal. I spoke to him a day ago, and I was asking him about it, and he was like, well, what most people don't understand is family and friends after the game are allowed to go on the court. That's why he was actually on the court, because you're allowed to go on the court when you're family. And also, I asked him, was it bad? And he was like, nah, it's part of the game. He was like, he was, at some games, and they were yelling, gorilla, ooh, 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 ah. And he was like, it never affected him because it was just part of the game. So he felt like it wasn't that big of a deal. He said family members and friends and yell at you all the time. He didn't think it was that big of a deal.
Well, Shaq talked about that on Inside the NBA. We had that clip as well. People were pissed at Shaq's take. Let's take a listen.
He probably know who his dad is.
Stop it. Giannis said something.
No, because he's on the court in his face.
So what? Everybody
on the court.
Can't do that.
Yeah, you can.
No, you cannot do that. Giannis said something to him.
He's an idiot. If you think that's right, you're an idiot too.
Giannis said something.
No, that dad is an idiot. And if you think he's an idiot, you're an idiot too.
I will say that his dad is always on the court.
I will say this.
His dad's always on the court.
He shouldn't be on the court.
Giannis said something to him. He didn't say
came up
nothing
to
to
Giannis.
No, he did not.
No, that's not true. He couldn't have said anything
walking in the line
to
behind
him.
his son.
What do you mean walking in line behind his son? He shouldn't be on the court. He didn't play in the game.
Always on the court.
No, he shouldn't be.
Yeah, people were pissed off at Shaq's take though, and for how he told you that he felt, because they felt like if you watch that second angle where Tyrese's dad runs out with the the tower, whatever that is, and he's the exchange. People were like, that was taunting him, and you shouldn't have done that, even if it's just an excitement, and you shouldn't have been able to do that.
That's an interesting debate that they're having because all of them are players. They've been players. Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley, and Shaquille O'Neal. So Shaq saying you can do that, but Charles and Kenny are saying you can't. I don't know what's true.
Right.
But I know I'm going to listen to them before I come to my own conclusion.
I think Shaq thing is he's been through a lot worse on the court, so he was like, that's light work. He goes back and forth with people all day long. So that was his take on it when I spoke to him.
But that's a conversation right now, though, and I'm not, I don't watch sports, but when I hear people talk about it, they talk about how the game is a lot different than it was. Like, as far, they protect the players physically and just what you can say at them from the sidelines and all of that. Way different than when Shaq was playing.
Players be wilding on people, and they should, because people be wilding on the players.
So listen, you went to Shaq house? Was Jess there with the white women?
You know what's so funny? I went to Shaq house, right? And Shaq was like, "Jess, tell you about the white woman?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Crazy. Jennifer, Amanda, Becky, come out." And I'm looking. He was like, "I'm just joking." I'm like, "There was no white women there."
Why would you go to that man's house knowing that he got random white women just walking around?
Wasn't your wife with you?
Thank you, Lauren.
Oh, she was with you?
Yes.
Okay,
we
just
did
making
this podcast.
Sure. I'm just making sure.
It took too long to say that.
I was gonna let him. I was letting him go. I was letting him go.
Y'all was in the basement?
Yes.
Wasn't there like a little dungeon, like the R. Kelly dungeon that they described on the documentary?
God damn, Jess.
It was.
It was like a bunch of wood, and it was like the bears and stuff.
The bricks
in that dungeon too.
Scared to go to the bathroom.
I was not in that dungeon. I was not. He did fly me out, but I was not in R. Kelly's dungeon.
He flew you out. Like, how bad was you doing? Why didn't he have to fly you out?
No, that's not the question. How bad was you in the 90s? Envy? You must have been a little bad bitch to get flown out to Chicago.
With the curly edges.
I was hosting a mixtape, and he left me in the hotel. Yeah, he never.
And you stayed there with your grown ass. You stayed there all day. Waiting on R. Kelly all day at the hotel.
You wonder why he just be running around here humming Ignition every now and then for no reason.
Yo, stop it.
I thought you just liked
what
the
in
song.
the faggotry are you talking?
Whoa.
Yo, Envy, that's crazy for this conversation to be happening. You sitting over there in that pink.
This is salmon.
And look, now his face matches.
You were really grown. I never thought about that. Why didn't you just pay for a flight and leave?
I did leave.
The next day. No, he did not. He stayed and waited like a good little bitch.
I was trying to host a mixtape with R. Kelly. R. Kelly, the biggest R&B artist at the time.
R. Kelly said sit, and that nigga sat. He didn't move. Sit.
It was not
sit.
like that.
Okay. Wag your little tail.
You asked the right questions. I never thought why he didn't just leave.
He didn't want to.
R. Kelly's the biggest R&B artist.
He didn't want to.
You know, he was trying to bet his career.
You know what? That's the latest with Lauren. Thank you.
Why you didn't do the doc?
Your mommy and dad let you go by yourself.
I didn't survive R. Kelly. I wasn't part of that.
Oh my God. He didn't even survive.
Red, do it again. Red, do it again.
What in the faggotry are you talking?
He didn't survive.
What do we do? Donkey today, man. Come on, man. And Charlamagne's not giving the donkey. He's letting you open up the.
Yes.
You open up the.
Yes. The donkey today belongs to you, the people. Okay, so whoever y'all want to call up and give Donkey of the Day, feel free. The floor is yours. 1-800-585-1051. It's The Breakfast Club. Come on.
Wake up. Wake up. You're locked into The Breakfast Club. It's your time to nominate a donkey of your own.
Remember now, it's how they choose.
Call in now. 800-585-1051.
Yes, Donkey of the Day for Friday, May 2nd belongs to you, the people. Okay, yes, last Friday we did this, had people call in and give people donkeys, and I enjoyed it. So it's simple. If you want to give someone Donkey of the Day, the floor is yours. 1-800-585-1051. Reach out and touch us right now. Whoever you want to give the credit they deserve for being stupid, you can do that. Let's go to the first caller. Hola. Good morning. Who's this?
Hola.
What's up, brother? Who's
this? Good morning.
What's happening?
Good morning. This is Omar calling I'm from Harlem. I'm out of Atlanta right now, though, man. But I want to get Donkey of the Day.
To who?
To a dude named Juan Gonzalez. I was battling with online, man. I went to go see the movie Sinners, right?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent movie, man. Y'all got to go check that out.
We've seen it.
I'm reading the comments just to get a little bit, you know, how people feeling it and stuff. And apparently, it seemed that the Mexicans is mad.
Why? Why just people mad?
No, why they mad?
Nah, they mad because they not getting represented in the movie.
They wasn't in the movie. It wasn't Mexican.
Nah, I mean, it's 1930s Mississippi. See, Asians were represented, black people, white people, Irish people.
Exactly, and that was my take on it. I'm like, yo, bro, y'all was still in Mexico. Y'all didn't want to come down there to Mississippi in 1932. They was still rich enough, man.
I don't. Okay. Well, so you wanted to give what's his name? Juan Gonzalez.
Juan Gonzalez, man.
Give Juan
went online, man.
We give Juan Gonzalez the biggest hee-haw. By the way, one movie can't represent everybody.
Everything, yeah. And then how he called up here defending the Mexicans, but just gave one donkey of the day?
Hello, who's this?
Hello, this is Demita. I'm going to get a donkey of the day to my son because he act like he had to get it out the mud, and he been spoon-fed his whole life.
What's your son name? What's your son name?
Ooh, Brendan.
Brendan?
I'm going to put it out there.
She said Brendan never even seen mud. Well, he want to rap or something?
He's never seen it.
So he want a little taste of it.
I don't know why, though.
I
work too hard. I just got off one job, about to go to another, take the kids to school. Like, he ain't seen mud. And he don't even like to play with it in it when he was little.
I think because so many people like to celebrate struggle, especially the rappers, and they make the struggle look so fly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you gotta go through the struggle to get to where you need to be, but that's not the case.
It's not. It actually, he did not even have to worry about a struggle and just have that little golden, ease on down the road. But I'm confused.
Well, we got to teach our kids about legacy, and we got to teach our kids about generational blessings and how it's fly, to come from a legacy of people who've, established themselves and passing it on.
That's right.
I agree.
All right, now.
Thank you. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, it's Jay.
Jay, who you want to give donkey today to, Jay?
Yeah, I want to give donkey of the day to us, the black community.
Okay,
and the reason why, for the last couple of days, the last couple of weeks or so, I've been seeing a lot of people asking about the movie Symantha. The ones who ain't seen it yet. But every time you got somebody that wants to find out about the movie, you got one of us posting a link to the movie on social media, like, yo, you ain't got to go check it out. Just go watch it at home. Man, that makes me so mad when I see a movie like this that we rarely get, and this is half the reason why, because we love bootlegging the hell out of our own stuff. I don't know, man. I just feel like we need donkey today for how we do our own people sometimes.
I agree with that. I agree. We have to preserve our art, and I mean, if you know that somebody's trying to make some money off something, why would you take it and leak it to people?
Definitely, especially stuff that looks good. The way they've been promoting this movie, the way they did this movie, I done seen it twice. I done went on 2 dates to see this movie. And it gets better each time you go.
So listen,
I don't have to watch it at home. It ain't gonna be. You don't get that experience at home, and you don't get to support them the way that you're supposed to at home.
Wait a minute now. Did you go to see Sinners with 2 different women?
I did.
So you blaming the movie Sinners on the fact that you a player? So you trying to say you wanted?
No. That part didn't have nothing to do with it. I was just letting you know. I supported it twice.
Tell him he focusing on the wrong thing.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. They got
he focused on the wrong thing. I've seen it twice.
Hey, they got some
support. That's all you got to worry about. My money has been spent twice.
I ain't gonna front though. They got some fly ass lines in Sinners. I don't want to get a movie away, but boy, they got some lines that'll make you horny, right?
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm telling you, after the movie, you can't go wrong with that movie. It's a great night after the movie because she's ready, you ready. Look, all I'm saying is you got to go support it. Why not? Why would you do yourself that dishonor of not going to see such a great movie?
I agree with you.
Would you go see it for a 3rd time?
With another girl?
I plan on it.
He got plans. He already planned on it.
Yep.
Is Loren still single?
You said what?
Is Loren still single?
Man, there's a pig's pork.
It damn so is, Loren.
Yeah.
If you listening, I want to go see it for a 3rd time.
And look, she already saw it twice too, so you would beat her.
She been 3 times.
She been 3 times
ahead of you.
with 3 different guys.
So it ain't no problem then.
Ain't no problem.
She They can't hear you, Loren. You heard from across the goddamn room.
Like, I've been 3 times already, so you go do your 3rd time, then I might catch you on the 4th time, but we got to see where you at in life, okay?
Wow.
That's fine, because I will go see it a 4th time. So if we go see the 4th time, I definitely want to see what you're going.
Hey, that's what's up.
That's why the movie called Sinners right there. You bunch of heathens. All of y'all going to hell.
Right. Even the ones booing.
Hey, look, it's the movie for us. That's what I'm saying. You got to go support it.
I agree with you. Appreciate you, brother. Yes, man, that was the People's Donkey. We do that. I'm not gonna say we do that on Fridays. We did it last Friday, and I'm doing it again this Friday. May do it again next Friday.
I was ready to say, if you tired, you won't come in and do it next Friday too.
Depending on how I feel, may do it again next Friday, okay? Right. But Governor Westmore, Jess's cousin, and the governor of Maryland will be joining us next.
All right.
Yes.
We'll get to that next. So don't go anywhere. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Loren is here as well. We got a special guest in the building.
A 2028 presidential candidate and the governor of Maryland. Wes Moore is here. How are you, my brother?
Good to be back, man. It's good to be back.
Good to have you back, man. How you feeling, first of all?
I'm feeling great.
Okay.
I'm feeling great, man. Listen, and contrary to everything else going on in the country, Maryland's doing great. So,
yes.
We continue pushing. I mean, and honestly, getting really big wins for our people, and so we're excited, man.
I wanted to talk to you about all of that because I know that you're implementing a lot of great things in Maryland, and I wonder what could be replicated on a national level to protect us from a lot of things that this administration is doing that hurt working class people especially.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I think right now we're seeing, people keep on talking about what's the power of the president and the power of the presidency. I think people all seeing right now, what's the power of governors? You know what I'm saying? What's the power of states? We have a whole lot more authority than people sometimes give us credit for, but frankly, a whole lot more power and authority than I think a lot of governors understand and can take on. So, for example, Maryland has more exposure to these federal cuts, the federal public service cuts that the Trump administration is just arbitrarily, and in many cases, by the way, illegally doing. And so what Maryland has done, we've come up with the most aggressive plan to be able to say, how are we going to streamline and support our federal workers, create advanced supports for them, but also making sure that we can streamline them into available state jobs that we need. So, for example, there are tens of thousands of vacancies when it comes to credentialed educators inside of the state of Maryland. We have thousands of people in healthcare, nurses, et cetera, that we have as vacancies in the state of Maryland. So I'm like, so if I have people who are qualified and who are interested, we're going to streamline them, get them trained up, credentialed, and get them inside of the classrooms, get them inside of our healthcare facilities, because you're solving two problems, right? You're solving a fact that we have a shortage of people in education, healthcare, and at the same time,
creating jobs.
You're creating jobs, right? So I look at how Maryland has moved now in just these first months, where Maryland now is going on really the 14th straight month of amongst the lowest unemployment rates in the entire country. Maryland has an unemployment rate of 3%, which is well below the national average, despite the fact that we've had more federal cuts because of the Trump administration than most other states. And so I'm just like, as governors, you can be creative about making sure that you can get your economy moving. You can be creative about how you're getting new businesses on board, about how you're supporting your small businesses, how you're supporting your minority-owned businesses. And you don't have, I don't wait for permission from the federal government to do anything. And that's the thing. I think that's the kind of posture that you're watching governors now able to move in this moment.
What are your thoughts on Trump not wanting to bring home Kilmar Garcia? Because he was living in Maryland. That was the guy that was wrongfully deported.
And here's the thing. For me, this actually has nothing to do with immigration. Because people talk about this as I love what he's doing around immigration. I said, well, first of all, if Donald Trump really wanted to fix immigration, he could do it simply by calling up Speaker Johnson and saying, I need a comprehensive immigration bill on my desk next week. And you know what will be on his desk next week? A comprehensive immigration bill. Because Donald Trump has the votes. He's got the House and he's got the Senate. This has nothing to do with immigration. This just simply has to do with violating the Constitution. That's what this is. And so when I think about the case of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, my point is this: due process matters in this. He needs to come home. He needs to stand trial, and then let a judge decide what his long-term situation is going to be. Not Donald Trump. If they say, well, he was doing X, Y, and Z, okay, fine. Let him come home. Let him stand trial, and let him do what basic due process offers to every single person. And if all of that determined is true, then absolutely he should then face consequences and face a sentencing. But not because Donald Trump looked at a Photoshop picture and said this is going to be his fate, because that is a very, very dangerous slippery slope. And so my whole thing is this: just follow the Constitution, follow due process, and follow what the Supreme Court in a 9-0 decision said, that he needs to come home and stand trial. I stand with the law on this, and I stand with the Constitution.
Correct me on some things, right? Because Mr. Garcia has acknowledged that he entered the U.S. illegally.
Correct.
In 2012. So he was here illegally?
He was undocumented. That's right.
So if he's undocumented, does the Constitution still apply to him?
Yes. Okay. There's still constitutional protections.
Okay.
And especially because what he is being held for or tried for right now are things that he has not only not been convicted for, not even had a formal accusation of. So this is the problem, is that Donald Trump right now is trying to rewrite the Constitution. Donald Trump right now is violating the Constitution by not allowing him to come home and have due process. So the Constitution still offers what is the guidance around the federal government's responsibility, around states' responsibility, and that still does fall under the situation of Kilmar Abrego Garcia.
I think that's what's missing in this whole conversation. The fact that, like Martin Luther King Jr. said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So if you see somebody not receiving due process when they're supposed to, that could impact any of us at any given time. And none of us want to just be snatched off the street and deported to another country just because.
And listen, here's the danger. Today it's Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Who's it tomorrow?
Loren LaRosa.
Oh my gosh,
No,
because
that's
of your
me.
last
I ain't
name,
going nowhere.
yes.
No, I'm just saying it could be is what we're saying. I'm using an example.
Because Trump tried to get him.
And you can't tell them that you're from Delaware because they're be like, oh, please.
Yeah,
and then nobody's going to even respect that.
Why would y'all put me in it?
No, but we're just using it as an example to say it could be
you
anybody.
Said Charlamagne the guy.
No, but it could be anybody.
Because you know he coming for you.
Why you could come for me?
How you No, for real.
Already.
Did you watch the interview that when Trump sat down with Terry Moran?
I didn't watch the whole thing.
Okay, but did you see the part I said the tattoo thing because they were going back and forth about the tattoos or whatever? When you see stuff like that, because then media picks it up the other way and uses these tattoos that Trump, that there's evidence that doesn't support what Trump is saying, but they use it as he deserved what he got. And how do you guys in the government then fight that? Because the public opinion sways so much.
I didn't see the whole interview. I did see clips of it and I saw that part. And what's really sad to me is it isn't just the fact that we have a president of the United States who is literally buying into conspiracy theories and Photoshop pictures in front of our eyes. What really also bothers me about it is it's the people around him who enable this. It's the people around him who tell them this is true. The people around him who feed him these pictures and say, yes, Mr. President. He had MS-13 on his knuckles. When he didn't. In many ways, this has nothing actually to do with Kilmar Abrego Garcia. This has nothing even to do with his situation. This just simply has to do with, are we willing to follow the law? Are we a country of laws? Or are we now a country where a president of the United States gets to pick and choose which laws we follow and which laws we don't? Are we a country that actually follows the Constitution? Are we a country that listens when the Supreme Court, in a unanimous decision, and let me be clear, this Supreme Court hardly ever decides anything unanimously.
It's Trump's court.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is Trump's court. He put 3 people on it.
9-0. The man needs to come home and stand trial. And we have an administration right now that's literally using the Constitution as a suggestion box. You know what I'm saying? So that's fundamentally the problem, and what we continue to deal with, and the fact that the relationship between the federal government and our states really has been ruptured.
All right, we have more with the governor of Maryland, Westmore. When we come back, it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Loren LaRosa is here as well. We're still kicking it with the governor of Maryland, Westmore. Charlamagne?
I love the fact that governors have their boots on the ground. And I saw Governor Josh Shapiro on Bill Maher, and I forgot what Bill asked him, but he was just like, look, I'm not focused on what they got going on in D.C. I'm focused on what I got going on in Pennsylvania. So I like that. How do we keep you from being a corny D.C. type?
He will never.
Them D.C.
Come on, Jess.
Them D.C. guys are so corny, man.
Listen, you know how I guess is I didn't come from that. When I first ran for governor, I ran against statewide elected officials. I ran against cabinet secretaries. The former head of the DNC, the former head of the Democratic Party ran for governor. And then me, a guy who'd never run for office for my life. But I was connected to the people, right? It was the people that made me the governor. It wasn't a party. It wasn't a political establishment. In fact, the political establishment wanted somebody else. So when I got into that seat, I decided I'm not going to turn into something that I never was in the first place. You know what I mean? So the way I have continued to lead is I am about the people. I will always stand with the people. A political party does not give me my talking points.
Good. Don't let them change you, because they're already talking about you in 2028, and they'll be like, Wes, come over here, start saying this and start doing that, and meet this person and take money from this person, and then, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't play that game because I didn't get here. That's not how I got here in the first place, man.
Word.
I am the most improbable governor in this country when you think about my journey, right? When you think about my life path, and and again, I'm a person of faith, and Hezekiah Walker, he's got a line where he says, when I think about my story, I can't help but give God glory.
There you go.
I know where my strength comes from. My strength doesn't come from a political party. My strength don't come from political bosses. I don't follow that. I follow the people that got me here in the first place, the people who bucked the political system, which was the people. And so I'm not at all concerned about becoming a creature of something that didn't create me in the first place. And actually, I think that the main thing that people can do right now is stay true and stay committed and stay authentic. You know, when people say, well, what direction should people go in, or how should people talk, or whatever like that, I always find that question so confusing. I'm like, be authentic. Because if you're not authentic, the people will suss it out. And the people will snuff it out. And they'll take care of you the way they take care of you.
This is something that I love about you. It's something that Dr. Umar Johnson loves about you. The fact that you have a black woman. Because so many people in positions of power like you in government, especially black people, they don't. Now, love is love. Love who you want to love. But as a man who loves to see black men with black women, and having beautiful black families, I love it. What is the importance of that?
You know, it's funny. When I got married, we've been married now about 18 years. My wife, she's beautiful, man. And she's just an amazing human being. I remember when we said our vows. This shows you how corny I was when we first got married. We give our vows, and I'm like, you know, my vows, I'm going to keep it fresh and sexy.
Jesus Christ.
That's what you say in front of her family?
That's my vows. I'm going to keep it fresh and sexy. That's me.
All you had to do was hit a little two-step after that.
That sounds like a $2 Tuesday party. That sounds like someone on a fly at a party.
Jess was not.
That sounds like someone on a fly at a party. Come to Fresh and Sexy Friday.
Fresh and Sexy Friday.
In Baltimore.
But you know what her vow was to me? She said, I will be your greatest defender.
Wow. That's what black women are for us, though.
And that's what they've always been. Like, I'm telling you, man, when you think about what black women have meant to us, you know, the whole, you know, we was raised by women, got a game from a woman. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, black women have always been our anchor. Black women have always been our guide. Black women have always been the ones to, when the whole world denied us, they defended us.
That's right.
And they lifted us up. And, you know, and I think about this where even the work that we're doing right now in Maryland around our young men and boys, do you know who beautifully have been some of the greatest champions of the work that Maryland is doing, really the nation leading work on supporting our young men and boys? Women. Because they know that's talking about their sons and their husbands and their fathers and their uncles and their friends. And it's so beautiful to watch because it is very indicative of how black women and women as a whole have always been our greatest defenders. That when the whole world came at us, oftentimes it was women who stood in front of us with shields and say, not today. And I cannot be more lucky about the fact that I've married my best friend. I married someone who I love and who I respect and who I adore. And someone who I'm so thankful is on my side because I never want to be on the other side of her spear ever. But someone who I will ride for because she's always rode for me.
She ever had to slap out you for something?
Oh my God.
He said, what, 18 years, 16 years?
Shout out to Dawn Moore, the beautiful Dawn Moore.
Yes.
She's the first African-American first lady of the state.
She is. She sure is. She sure is. She's a beast, too. She's a beast. Yeah, y'all got to come down. Y'all got to come. In fact.
You going to have crabs if we come?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I'll come.
Absolutely. And in fact, she is the co-chair of the Preakness Festival. So for y'all, so you know Preakness.
Yes.
So Preakness
is
a
Freaknik. I'm like, what?
I'm like,
Preakness.
You said
it is
keep
a
it fresh and
second
sexy.
leg. Yes, it's a second leg of the Triple Crown, one of the biggest horse races inside of the entire country. But it's also a big deal because it's a whole festival around it, and it's in beautiful Park Heights, Baltimore.
Yep.
The home of Brandon Scott. But my amazing wife, our state's first lady, is the co-chair. You got to see what she is doing. The build out she's having. Club Quarantine. D Nice is coming down there, bringing Jada Kids, bringing Too Short. I mean, bringing everybody. It's going to be a party.
From May 10th to May 17th.
Come on now,
yes. I'll be there May 14th.
Let's do that.
A whole little week of stuff.
Well,
That's right.
Governor Westmore, thank you, brother. We appreciate you, man. We love the work you're doing in Maryland.
Thank you.
I mean, you know, somebody need to replicate it on the national stage, and I hope that somebody gets the opportunity to. You know, because I don't know if we will have a democracy in 2028 or not, but we'll see.
Oh, we will as long as we don't forfeit it.
Yeah. Now
that's what I'm saying. Like I mean, we have to understand, man. It's like the power does belong to the people. That's the beauty of where we're at right now. And I'll say this one thing before I close too. And this is why Maryland, I think, actually is really important in this situation. I'm a big history buff, so especially in really difficult times, I generally tend to lean on history, and I like a lot of Maryland history. You know, in really difficult times like now, I'll read about famous Marylanders like Harriet Tubman or Frederick Douglass or Thurgood Marshall. And I think to myself, imagine having a conversation with Harriet Tubman, who, by the way, one of the great things about being governor is I have the power to commission, and I made Harriet Tubman a general last year, so she's now General Harriet Tubman.
Yes.
And I think about what would a conversation be like with General Tubman telling her about the dangers of this moment. And I think about the way she would look at me and say, do you know what I've been through? Do you know what it was like when I had to run from my life for my freedom in the middle of the night, running from dogs and people with guns? And then when I finally made it to Pennsylvania and I got my freedom, I then decided to go back to bring more people. And where she became one of the greatest conductors in the Underground Railroad. And I think to myself, what a conversation where Harriet Tubman will be like, telling her how tough my job, how difficult we've got it. And watch her look at me and say,
I would have shot him.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, why are you arguing with him? Exactly. That was it. Why are you arguing with these people in Congress?
You know what I mean?
In the middle of the night. In the middle of the night.
Man. In the middle of the night.
No, I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? But like, let's not forget where we come from.
That's right.
Like, for all these people who like, oh, this is tough and oh, this we gonna get. Please don't forget our history. Please don't forget our ancestors.
Yeah.
Please don't forget what they had to go through. And listen, I you know, as K-Dot says, we gonna be all right.
We gonna be all right.
Yes.
Look,
let me ask you.
And don't take the Harriet Tubman thing out of context. That was a nice black joke. It was an inside joke.
Yeah.
You all got it. Yes. We're not trying to shoot anybody. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Let me tell you, he loves this woman.
Know they
that was an Fox News. That was an inside black joke.
I didn't think about how it could be perceived because I mean I'm black and I'm here, but you know, Fox News be on your tail.
Yes. Okay. Look, I know you gotta go. Do you listen to Vado?
Shut up, Jess. Thank you, Wes. Appreciate you, Wes. Thank you for coming. It's Governor Westmore.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. It's time for Pass the Oak.
Go.
Baby.
Cause that's my DJ.
Say go, DJ.
Cause that's my DJ. Yeah, DJ, come spin, now come spin.
What's up, Nyla?
What's up, guys?
Big Nyla. Nyla Symone. What's happening?
Oh, nothing. Just another
certified viber.
You know, at the Black Effect Podcast Festival, people were coming up to me calling me that.
You are. You're certified viber.
Yeah. Period. If he's like, you need merch, I'm like, I could incorporate that somehow.
You got it though.
I know, but they wanted to say certified viber.
Oh, got you.
By the way, congrats on the festival.
Thank you for coming in, shooting content, whatever y'all young kids was doing. What you call it?
Why you be acting like you old?
Yes. What you call
You're not that old.
What you call what you was doing?
I was vlogging.
Vlogging. There you go.
Wow.
Yes.
He said, "Thank you, whatever you was doing." You're not that old, Char. I want you to know that.
I'll be 47 in June.
That is not old.
That's crazy. I met you on your 40th birthday.
Damn.
I'll be 47 June 29th, baby.
Oh man. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, so since we're talking about nostalgia here, Nucci, who does the Front Porch, you know the Front Porch?
Yes, I do.
Yes, it's a DMV based platform, but they had Melanie Fiona come on.
Oh yes.
And her vocals was phenomenal. So then I went and looked, and I was like, wait, is she promoting something? She dropped new music.
Her album.
Yes.
Yep.
And my favorite record off here is called Say Yes.
Oh, I don't know why everything goes back to Lauryn Hill, but I feel like she get like Lauryn Hill would have did this like back in the day.
That's a good comparison.
Yes, I love that.
Melanie is dope.
Yes.
Melanie.
Mike on type of vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fellow Cancer, what's happening?
Okay.
She was up here a few weeks ago.
She was.
Okay.
The new album. Say Yes.
Beautiful. We're going to keep it in the R&B. I'm going to go with Summer Walker. She just dropped a new joint called Spend It.
She's always a vibe. Her music is always a vibe.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you a question. She got an album coming out or something?
I'm assuming.
Okay.
Because she on tour with Chris Brown, so she got to have some new music.
Oh, she on tour with Chris Brown? Mm-hmm. I ain't know someone come out the house.
Oh, she did.
What?
She did. She didn't used to.
All right.
But she did.
What do you guys think of the subject matter? Spend it on me before I used to want love, but now I just want you to spend money
on me.
She's
going through a phase.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's all that is, a phase.
You recognize that phase?
Because at the end of the day, we're humans. Humans need love. Humans need actual other human interaction. It sound good, just spend the money on me, all that superficial stuff. That's what I want. No, you don't. It's just things. And stuff don't mean nothing.
Yeah, and there's a reason why she got there. You know what I mean? She gonna get back to wanting love for the purpose of love and not just money again.
Okay.
There's a reason she got there. She hurt.
She wrote that during the F you because I'm all about my paper phase.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Key Glock just dropped the album.
Period.
Yes,
Okay.
Glockavelli.
Yes.
Let's get into the Grinch.
Hard.
Crazy.
Dropping the cool bump for Key Glock.
So ratchet. Everybody.
Yeah,
because Key Glock make them country rap tunes that just hit,
and then
man.
the sample that little child running wild. That is so hard. I don't think people understand the sample.
Wait, I agree. I didn't peep that sample. Hold up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all ain't know that was a sample?
No. I knew it was a sample. I didn't know what the song
I know where
was.
it came from, though.
Okay, I told y'all something. That's what's
Yeah,
you sure did.
You learned that from your daddy.
Little child running wild. Yeah.
You learned that from your father.
She said, yes, I did.
I learned it from my father when
Yes,
I was
you
just
did.
a little jit. Period.
All right, my last song is going to be from Ling Hustle, who is Sherry's new artist. You know Sherry, who used to run Rock Nation?
What's up, Sherry? That's a Curtis Mayfield sample, by the way, too. But go ahead.
Oh, okay. The record is called Comeback Season.
I don't think she's Asian. I think she's just a black woman from London.
Yeah. You know what's crazy, yo? Ari Spears do not like the way they rap over there in London.
Oh, yeah. He be going to jokes on
He said, shut the... Yo, but she's lit.
Yeah, she's good.
She's lit.
I think it takes time to
dope.
get used to
It
like
does, it
UK
does.
rappers, especially as an American. Cause
But she definitely sound like she's spitting, though.
she's dope. She has a cool aesthetic.
So is she Asian?
No,
I don't
I think she's black from London.
Oh, okay. Got you.
I could be wrong, though. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
well, TBT.
Nah,
we'll
she's
circle
black.
back on that. Oh, she is.
First of all, we don't want to hear nothing from you about who's black and who's not. Because you don't even know if you black. All right?
Yeah,
You-
she's
That's
black.
what
Yeah,
you
in
don't
the
even
photo,
know if
she
you
don't
black.
look
I
like
am
that.
black, sir.
You
Yeah,
Dominican.
I am black.
So why
She's
you got
beautiful,
a Honda section at your car show for Dominicans?
I don't have a Honda section.
Honda.
I don't have a Honda section.
Wow.
First of all, ain't nothing wrong with a Honda.
Ain't nothing wrong with
I know,
Honda.
but
My first car
to
was a
just
Honda.
subject
Mine
it
too.
to Dominicans is crazy.
I'm not Dominican.
Oh, word.
It's okay. We love everybody.
That's right.
And if y'all love the music that y'all heard today, make sure you guys tune into my playlist, Certified Vibe. You can get it by following me on Instagram at Nyla Symone, NYLASYMONEEE. All the songs are updated and on there. And then while you're there, make sure you guys check out my podcast, We Need to Talk. I just interviewed Lo J, who made Mona Lisa. Yeah, we have Wiz Khalifa on there. We've had some really good interviews lately, so make sure you guys tap in.
All right. Well, thank you, Nyla.
Thank you guys.
Big Nyla.
That was 4 for 4. That's what's up.
When we come back, we got my mix, the People's Choice mix. Of course, we throwing it back. I announced my car show earlier in the 757 Hampton Roads. It's all about the days when we used to go to Virginia. We couldn't afford Miami, so we used to drive to Virginia. Memorial weekend, 4th of July weekend, Labor Day weekend. So it's all about that era, 90s, 2000s, that paid in full era. We're going to have exotics as well. So if you haven't got your tickets, get your tickets. Tickets are just $19.99 today. The car show is coming to the Hampton Roads area. So we call them
$20.
$19.99. I wonder why
In the
nobody ever sold
2000s.
crack for $19.99.
A little discount.
Instead of for the 20, like, it would have just made sense. You know what I mean?
Then you got to walk around with pennies because you got to give people their
99,
change.
yeah.
Nobody would want the penny back. Not even a crackhead.
So just say $20.
Nah, $19.99.
The
Well, anyway.
crackheads ain't gonna have the change.
That's exactly. They wouldn't want it. It would just be good for a discount.
This is a promo.
Oh, you're right.
All right. Well, the People's Choice mix is up next.
Do Dominicans get in free before a certain time?
I'm not Dominican.
If you own a Honda and you're a Dominican.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake up. You're locked into the Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. So I got to remind you guys, I announced my car show, and thank you so much. I think we moved close to 1,000 tickets today, which is amazing. We are coming back to the 757 for our car show. Thank you, Hampton Roads area, Norfolk, Virginia, Newport News, Portsmouth, Virginia Beach, the DMV, Richmond, North Carolina. It's going to be amazing. It's a 90s, 2000s car theme. I'm going to bring all the exotics as well. Kids 5 and under are free. There's rides. There's going to be food trucks. If you want to be a vendor or sponsor, you can always email me at djmvcarshow@gmail.com. And I want you to put your car in the show. We're going to bring cars, but I want to see what kind of cars you're driving. So, again, my car show is July 19th at Hampton Convention Center, and I can't wait to see you guys. Jess, you're doing fathers that identify as mothers? That's so dope.
Yes, but it's Mother's Day, so it's, I want everybody included, so I'm doing Mother's Day.
Stop it. Crazy ass.
And Detroit, what up, though? Your girl Jess Hilarious to be out there. One Mic Comedy Club on May 10th. We got 3 shows in one day. The 11 a.m. brunch, the early evening show at 7, and then the late night show at 9:30. I will be doing meet and greet after the 9:30 show. But if you are a mother, you need to come. If you are a dad that identifies as a mother, come through. We want everybody included.
I like you being inclusive.
Yes, absolutely. So just come. Wear your heels, your makeup, all that. Do your thing.
I got something for you, too.
I don't know if
Knicks jersey. I got a Knicks jersey for you when you go out to Detroit.
Oh, hell no. You ain't get my ass with. No. But get your tickets at JessHilariousOfficial.com. I see you, Detroit.
All right. Charlamagne, you got a positive note?
I do, man. You know, it is Mental Health Awareness Month. The month of May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So I just want to tell y'all, mental health problems don't define who you are. They are something you experience. You walk in the rain and you feel the rain, but you are not the rain. Okay, that is a great quote from Matt Haig. All right, but just know they don't define who you are. There's something you experience. Have a great day.
Breakfast Club, bitches.
Y'all finished or y'all done?